job, Richard Turner, of trying to keep their focus on this game, knowing they've got a Shield challenge just around the corner.
Yes, Tony, but given the team that they've named here tonight, near to full strength, so clearly Counties Manukau focused on the night, and they certainly need to be up against an Auckland side that is so far unbeaten in this ITM Cup campaign.
Well, conditions are going to be difficult, and someone who's going to know all about that by the end of the night is our sideline eye, Carl Tinana.
Yeah, thanks.
Available, including Frank Halai, who's back from some time with the All Blacks. No Hika Elliott though, no Baden Kerr, no Tony Pulu. Still plenty of threats in the side. Fritz Lee captaining the side this year. It's been a few years now since they have beaten Auckland, Counties Manukau. And so they run out into the rain here, the Steelers. Some players to watch out for in this game. Jimmy Tupou spent the first half of the year with the Crusaders, a very talented utility forward. He teams up with Ronald Raymarkers from the Blues squad, so two promising players in that second row. It's a big Counties Manukau pack taking on, well, the more experienced Auckland 8. Auckland having come through the first 3 matches unscathed. This is the second of 3 matches for them inside a week. They face a trip to Taranaki this weekend, so coach Wayne Peaback just calling on his depth a bit in tonight's selection. Bit of rotation in the front row and a change at halfback, where the globe-trotting junior Polu Leolianganga is back in the Auckland fold for a start in place of Piri Wepu. Any way you slice it though, Richard, it's still a strong team. Oh,
absolutely, and Auckland demonstrating certainly their depth of talent in this region, Tony, as they make their way out.
They'll play tonight for that trophy, the Dan Bryant Memorial Trophy. Tell you a bit about that when the match starts. Auckland so far with wins over North Harbour, Manawatu and Bay of Plenty, looking to make it 4 from 4 and keep pace with Wellington and Canterbury in the early stages of the ITM Cup. There is junior Polu Leolianganga, man who's played a lot of rugby all around the world, but this is just his second match for Auckland. Referee for tonight's match is Glenn Jackson, and it's going to be the Steelers, Counties Manukau, to kick off.
Well, two sides, Tony, that like to play the game ball in hand, but look at that, given the conditions tonight, well, the first thing for me will be to see if there has been any adjustment to the battle plan.
Auckland with the wood on Counties Manukau in recent matches. They've won the last 4. That 17-6 win to Counties back in 2008. That was right at the start of the season. It was a rollicking match at Pukekohe on a Sunday afternoon, but it's been all Auckland since then. Some real threats though. You can see one of them in screen there. Bundy Aki, who's been in very good form so far in this competition, coming off a season with the Chiefs. And Jackson looking nice and relaxed, and we're all set. Ki Anufe it will be for Counties Manukau. And week 4 of the ITM Cup underway at Eden Park, and it's Joe Edwards who takes it down, and a hefty thump downfield, and a nice clearance too from Hadley Parks, the Auckland captain, and we'll have a line out just short of halfway.
Yeah, nice tidy start for Auckland from the kick reception. Hadley Parks a little hurried onto the right foot.
Come down.
Almost to halfway in the first set piece of the match.
I'll put it on you all night.
Tauwhalele with the job of getting it right in these trying conditions.
Well, first line out win of the night, and Bundy Aki Takes it up towards the 10-metre mark. Augustine Pulu at halfback. And now Tafalele, the hooker. Pulu comes away with it. He'll be a key man for Counties tonight. He's a tremendously talented player, and what a great kick to drive Auckland back to 5 metres from their own line. Augustine Pulu, 24 games for the Chiefs under his belt now. So many good halfbacks in New Zealand, and he is one of them.
Out of it, out. Use it, 9! Use it!
Junior Polu giving himself the full 5, and they were waiting for him. Great anticipation there from Fritz Lee to put some pressure on the Auckland halfback, and again they go to the boot of Hadley Parks. This time hasn't found touch, and Frank Hullai has it. Infield to Sherwin Stowers. Some real excitement machines in this backline. Here is Asi Tuala making it back to the 22. You can see the water starting to spray up now already. Stowers feeds it back. Pulu has a little snipe on the short side. And the Steelers have it. They go to Jimmy Tupou. A powerful young man. Pulu. Aki swings it wide to Hullai. He'll be a real threat too.
Stay on, use it!
Well, you can see Pulu calling players around to the right, but Liaki Moli driving right through the middle of the ruck to disrupt possession, and now Sam Iono driven back. That's some nice work from Soe Leongi, the little left winger who's come in and got amongst the forwards. So Counties battling to advance the ball now. Tupou takes it ahead.
Stay on! Backward.
Well, untidy ball again, and it's not a night for that. But the referee playing advantage. It is a penalty against Auckland, and so maybe an early shot at goal for Counties.
Yeah, 10 phases for Counties Manukau, Tony, and pretty tidy for the majority of those phases, and then at the end there, a couple of loose passes, but in the end, Poliasi Manu and Glenn Jackson just explaining it to Manu, what the rationale behind his decision was, but simply the player on the ground. As Counties, as I said, multiple phases, but there's some very strong defence from Auckland on that occasion.
Well, that was Soe Leongi, the little winger who came in.
Yeah, so there's the crime player on the ground. You've got to let him up. You can't tackle a player when he's on the ground with the ball. So Carlini win to contend with here for kicker Anufi.
Nah, none whatsoever there, Pod, so it should be straightforward.
He's struck it just outside the right-hand upright. So no joy there for Ki Anufi. He's a big fellow for a first 5'8", tipping 100 kgs.
Tony, you go through this Counties Manukau team, and they're a massive team, full stop. Halfback Pulu, the smallest guy weight-wise, 89 kilos.
Well, the high kick from that man, Pulu, underneath it and taking it comfortably.
Back 10. Where you are. Back 10.
He's at Visinia. Puts a long kick downfield, fielded by Pulu. Now in Anufi. He puts one. Well, that's another very high kick, and giving chase, but some good work there to help Frank Hullai out. Just one or two of his teammates making sure no one from Counties had a clear run of them, but they've squirted the ball out on the County side, and off goes Stowers. Sherwin Stowers down to the 22, but just put into touch. Good covering by Junior Pulu, the halfback, to get across, but that is the danger of Sherwin Stowers.
Well, that is the danger of Counties Manukau, Tony. The counter-attacking ability with the back three of Stowers, Hullai and Tuala. Have a look at this. Some questions here at the breakdown, but yeah, nice work from the tackling player, and it's spilled out onto Counties side, and then Stowers, look at the injection of pace.
Well, it was Raymarkers who made the steal. Now he goes up to challenge, but it's taken down by Patrick Tuipulotu. Playing his first season for Auckland. And Pulu kicking down to Tuala. And Stowers, well, he's kicked that straight to Visinia.
Well, stop.
Stowers will have another go, and this time goes off the side of his boot and into touch.
Yeah, not ideal. The clearing kick from Stowers, but this is the first opportunity that Auckland will have inside Counties Manukau territory. McCartney to throw, and it's tidy off the top.
Auckland have it, Hadley Parks. And good work from Parks. He went through the tackle of Fritz Lee. Now Poliasu Manu. And again, some good work from Raymakers going through, disrupting possession, and it's been knocked on by Auckland, so Counties will get the scrum feed just out from their own 22.
Well, concentration will be the key here, won't it, Carl? Certainly in the ruck maul situation, you see there Paul Wood on that occasion, just looking for the quick pick and go.
Yeah, they'll be pretty disappointed, I'd say, Auckland. They did their sit pieces right initially with the line out and had a good go for. There wasn't many Counties Manukau defenders, just, as you said, Pod, lack of concentration, picking their ball up, and now I've let Counties Manukau off the hook.
Well, despite what Richard was saying about the size of the Counties forwards, Auckland with a weight advantage. They too have some very big men, both Tui Polotu, Tu'ungnafasi, both over 120 kgs. Jared Firth on the tight head side for the Steelers.
Sit.
Well, they'll have a big job to do tonight. Firth and Iono for Counties Manukau. Tony, both big boys, those two. 123 Iono and Firth 121 kilograms. Manu keen to impress tonight, so we'll see what he brings to the table.
Fine. Sit. Yes, fine. Straight on. Straight on.
Well, another one of those.
Fine, straight on.
We've seen more of those in the last 4 weeks than we've seen in the last 2 or 3 decades.
Easily, Tony. A lifetime of rugby.
A free
and
kick.
all of a sudden in 2013, you can't put the ball in like that. I'll tell you where it'll come to a head, Tony, when something like a Shield game is decided on that sort of ruling.
Oh, yes, although, Richard, as you well know, being a Hawke's Bay man, sometimes, very hard to blow a penalty right at the end of a Shield game.
I'm just assuming it was a penalty, Tony. The subjective nature of the rules of rugby, Tony. Scrum time, Auckland feed. First opportunity for them. It's good field position.
You changed the subject very quickly then, didn't you? Actually, getting back to that scrummash, I mean, Stephen Moore, Wallaby hooker, saying that all through his career, he's never really had to hook the ball. And suddenly he's playing in a Bledisloe Cup test.
Yep.
And for the first time, he's having to strike for the ball at scrum time.
Absolutely.
That's how significant this change is.
Exactly. And so the question there is that it's almost a disadvantage if you haven't got a strong scrum to be putting the ball in, because you're 7 against 8.
Fine. Sit. Yes, 9.
And it goes, and this time County's putting some pressure on, but Polwood has, well, he had it tidied up for Auckland, but under pressure, held on. Some good work from the Steelers loose forwards by Pulu and Lee, and they win a relieving penalty.
Well, good work initially up front. Polwood just taking a blow to the head, so he's slow to get up, but some good work up front at the set piece initially for Counties Manukau. It was Saley that wanted to pick the ball up off the base of the scrum. That was the intention, but it went left hand up for Auckland, so they were forced to play it. Look, Saley's in the boot there, and it just loses control. Paul decides to pick it up, and then Polu in over the ball. Very, very good work, Polu, for Counties Manukau.
Taufalele. Ball tapped down to Pulu. Polwood still receiving some attention, and well, not a very successful attempt by Saui Leongi to trap the ball, but he's got it back to Vissineer. He strikes the ball really well, Vissineer, but this one floats straight down to Sherwin Stowers. And off he goes, breaks the first, offloads. Raymakers is there, good speed from the lock. Up to the 22. Chance here for Counties. Cathcart moves it on to Lilo. There for Counties again, and it's Firth. Jared Firth. Just 12 metres from the line here. Raymakers. Real pressure now, and numbers away to the right too. Aki just had to wait for the pass.
Stay on, Luke. Use it!
Numbers away to the left. They go to Iono. Auckland have reassembled their defence, and they've got the turnover. In fact, they've got the penalty now. Really good work from Joe Edwards. Got the steal, and then the blast of the referee's whistle.
It's been good at the breakdown. Joe Edwards, early doors. Tony.
Well, Pot, I know the Auckland coaches, Wayne Pivac and Blair Finney, would have told their young back three to kick the ball down, but you've got to have a good kick chase. You can't give a guy like Sherwin Stowers room. You've got to make your first up tackles, otherwise you'll sting you like that.
The mobility of the Counties forwards as well, very much in evidence.
Absolutely. Raymakers featuring a couple of times.
So, Tom McCartney, playing a 78th game for Auckland, finds Tuipulotu. And Pulu with the high kick. Down to Tuala again. Takes it. Under pressure. Took a knee. And Auckland arriving in numbers too, but it's there, and some nice quick hands to make a little space. Here's Adam Cathcart. Now Firth moves it on, and Tupou. Now semblance of an opportunity. There were maybe two extra players away to the right, but they've gone back the other way, Counties. Iono. Tu'ungnafasi trying to drive through. That's good work. Raymakers tempted to grab it, but can't. Now Parks holding it up. Auckland have a player down injured on the far side. But play goes on. Simon Hickey, well, he's hardly been in the game. The Auckland first five. Drops a nice little kick in behind Asi Tuala. And we'll have a line out and probably a stoppage in play too. I think it might be
George Moala, I think.
George Moala, yes.
Well, he was the kick chaser, wasn't he? And Counties Manukau go quickly to the front.
Trying to play the game at pace, but the ball has gone over the touchline.
Now, both sides certainly with the intention, Tony, to keep the game moving. Given the conditions, it's admirable.
Yes, it probably looks reasonably good on your screen at home, but there's a sort of persistent, heavy drizzle here.
Release!
So far, the handling's been pretty good, though. Saili. Now Hickey, Fiki Toa, and Visi Nia slips the first tackle. Takes it to the 22. There for Hickey. Referee playing advantage to Auckland, but you probably heard Glenn Jackson there.
Stay on.
Knock on only. Now Fiki Toa through the middle. Tu'ungnafasi. Pulu off to Manu.
Release, tackler.
Pulu again, McCartney.
No, out 7.
And now they're offside. So junior Pulu Leolinganga realises they're playing under advantage and they can just keep it going. Manu 5 metres from the line. Pulu away to Hickey. Stepping and held up in the tackle. They're going to get a penalty anyway.
7 offside.
And it's against Mama Vaipulu, the Counties flanker.
Well, that was from the third breakdown that the penalty came, but I think Glenn Jackson might have been well within his rights to ping Counties Manukau on the previous two as well. Tony, very flat, that defensive line, and eventually they were called out. So Hickey, the opportunity, you talked about handling errors. Yeah, 15 minutes into it, only a handling error apiece in this, and as I say, given the conditions, it's good concentration.
One thing that was very impressive too, Pod, in that sequence of play was the clean out from the Auckland A team. Very good, very efficient, everyone knowing their roles, getting clean ball.
So, Simon Hickey, very handy to the posts. And Auckland take the lead, 3-0.
Nice easy one, Tony, just to improve those kick stat percentages for Simon Hickey. 67 coming into this match, 1 from 1 tonight for Hickey. So Auckland, the feeling, the perception is they've spent most of this game defending, Tony, so they're rewarded for their defensive efforts for mine.
Joe Edwards from the Pakuranga Club, champions of Auckland Club Rugby, receiving the kickoff, but then losing possession. So here's an opportunity. Well, it was an opportunity for them to get straight back into it. The ball was lost by Sam Iono, but they'll come back for a penalty against Auckland. And an opportunity straight away for Ki Anufe to level the scores.
Oh yeah, after giving the teams the rap, Tony, they both come up with handling errors from the restart. Auckland eventually pinged for being offside from the turnover.
Just while Anufe's lining this up, we mentioned before the Dan Bryant Memorial Trophy. Dan Bryant, one of the men responsible, the driving force behind counties breaking away from Auckland in the 1950s. Kick goes over, and it's 3-all. Dan Bryant, having achieved his goal, tragically killed in a car accident. And so he was the principal of Pukekohe High School. And so the trophy that the teams are playing for tonight, named in his honour. Hickey kicking down to the 22, and Adam Cathcart Lee into the action. Been playing really well so far, has Fritz Lee. And Nufe with the kick down to Hickey. Soe Leongi leading the chase along with Peter Saili, but nicely taken by Frank Halai. And it's there for Pulu. Iono hitting it up. Now back to Stowers. Quite deep, awkward position, but he's got his kick away, and the bounce is a bit awkward, but scooped up by Feki Toa. Rainmaker's going and looking for a steal, but Auckland have it. Parks driving over halfway. In fact, it was Polwood. Now Tui Pilotu. And straight off his feet there, cleaning the man out ahead of the ball, was Poliasi Manu.
Well, said he was be keen to impress tonight. Poliasi Manu, it's his second penalty infringement from him tonight, Tony. Both of them just leaving his feet.
We're going to have a change here soon too, lads. Looks like a pretty handy replacement, and Luke Bray's going to come on for Paul, who hasn't recovered from, looks like a bit of a head knock.
Yeah, he took that knock to the head quite early, didn't he, Carl? So it's obviously still bothering him. So, as you say, a bad replacement.
Well, this is a very brave shot at goal, this one. This is all of 56, 57 metres.
Well, he had big shoes to fill coming in tonight here. Ki Anufe as the Counties Manukau goal kicker. Asi Tuala 3 from 3, and Baden Kerr 11 from 12.
Well, the distance isn't going to be a problem. It's just away to the right. Well, he gave that plenty.
Certainly.
When you got 100 kgs behind that leg, and it will go quite far.
Well, he certainly knows his range, doesn't he, Carl? As soon as the whistle was blown, he confidently went, yep, that's well within my get. So the kicking tee came out straight away, and that replacement being made, Carl.
Yes, indeed. There we see the man, Luke Braid, on.
What a fantastic game he had in head-to-head against Sam Kane at Eden Park the game against Bay of Plenty. Anufi, this one puts it high. Junior Polu comes forward, can't take it cleanly. Gets it at the second go, but the knock-on's called. Junior Polu Leolianganga, who played schoolboy rugby for New Zealand, but then went on to play under-21s and in over 20 test matches for Samoa. Played for the Blues, the Chiefs, North Harbour, Bay of Plenty, and more recently the Exeter Chiefs in the UK, but he's back now. He's been around.
Journeyman, is that Tony?
Globetrotter.
Globetrotter, professional rugby player. That's the life of a professional rugby player now.
Bind. Sit.
Fritz Lee away off the back now. Arki trying to work a move, but couldn't make contact with Pulu. Ball squirts out on the Auckland side. Raymaker's coming through, and County sense an opportunity to get it back here. Just need someone to get hands on ball, but Polu comes away with it. McCartney throws a loose pass wide, but it's scooped up by Feki Toa. Now Moala chopping back on the inside. Ball has been lost again.
Well, they get away with this, Tony, because it's a bad read in defence by the number 13, Ray Lilo, for Counties Manukau. He rushed up on a man who was skipped past, and that's what opened the space up for Feki Toa.
He made the decision, didn't he? He was out of the line already, and then he picked the wrong player to try and spot tackle. Put his side, his defensive line under pressure, but then Auckland untidy Moala into the contact. Coughs it up too easily. Was a little slow getting up from there too, Moala, so he's been in the wars tonight. Impressed me so far, Tony, this Counties Manukau scrum.
Crouch.
Well, Jared Firth, the man playing tight head.
Bind.
He actually transferred from
Sit.
Auckland. Played for the Ardmore Marist Club.
Ball's out.
And they've got it. Big wide pass from Anufi, but smashing tackle there from Feki Toa. And the ball has gone into touch. Halai's off on a damaging run, but it's all in vain. They'll have to come back. But a really good spot tackle there from Malakai Feki Toa.
Well, we saw one that wasn't such a good read defensively from his opposite. And this time, have a look at that. That is a great defensive read, Carl.
Yeah, well, he's working inside out and just goes with that pass, and that was beautifully read, as you said, Pod. Here they go, Counties.
Oh, Tui Pulu's line out, tap down is untidy. Vaipulu had it. Auckland tried to get it back.
Before you can go through. Don't use your hands, go through. Use his hands. He needs to get up before he goes through.
There's the explanation from Glenn Jackson, and maybe Ki Anufi, just from halfway this time, will have another shot at goal.
Yes, indeed, he is too, TJ.
The old bloke that's running the tee-out, Carl, was just halfway out there as soon as Glenn Jackson put the arm out for the penalty. There you see, definitely Braid there. Players on the ground for Auckland. So it's all about the radar for Anufi.
What do you want to say?
Well, the rain stopped too, lads, for the first time tonight, so no wind whatsoever to speak of. A good 50-odd metres on the angle for Kianufe.
Well, the first one sailed just wide of the post, but above crossbar height. Has he got it on target this time again? No problem with the distance. Over it goes. Second successful penalty to Ki Anufi, and Counties Manukau lead Auckland 6-3.
Oh, look at this. As you say, there's a bit behind it, Carl, but it's very effective.
Hickey with the restart. And Augustine Pulu putting it away into touch.
And that's an adjustment that Auckland need to make, Tony. They've given away 5 penalties so far in this match. 4 of them were given Ki Anufi's range, have been kickable.
I can tell you, lads, just from the sideline, the body language from the Counties Manukau team is very positive. They can feel they got the momentum.
Peter Saili,
Yes, you're right.
whose brother's being flagged for an All Black debut this weekend in Hamilton, wins the line out. McCartney has it in the boot. And this is a good advance.
9.
Morley takes over in the back.
7 out.
And now Braid.
10, 9, 1, out, get out.
Ionu has to get out of there. Well, they've made a good 10, 15 metres here.
7.
And still going forward. Referee says use it. As Firth comes through, tries to wrap his arms around it. And might have been ripped away.
Ball's there, ball's available.
Raymakers has got in there, but Auckland still have it. Oh, a few cracks starting to show in the county's defence.
Onside.
And now loose ball's been snapped up by Fritz Lee for the Steelers.
Ball even
And
now.
they've got an opportunity to clear it through the boot of Sherwin Stowers. Loping back is Visi Nia. Oh, it gets into a horrible mess up under no pressure whatsoever from Soe Leongi. Now Frank Halai has it. And luckily for the young winger, Halai slides over the touchline, but that was a terrible mix-up at the back from Visi Nia and Soe Leongi. He just seemed totally unaware of what each other was doing.
Well, it became a bit of a comedy in the end. Certainly the initial mistake. Have a look, just complete breakdown of communication, no one calling. And then have a look here. So he just leaves it. And almost the danger of Halai on the break. So they've managed to dodge a bullet. Oh, for me here, have Auckland.
15 to a play.
And it was their line-out throw too. So Auckland looking to clear it. You can see the boots start to work there from Junior Polu. And the penalty goes against Mama Vaipulu. He's from the Pokekoi club. In a really good club season. He's a very strong ball carrier.
Not too many sevens in the game of rugby running around 110 kilos, Tony.
Well, talking about the size of players, there's two guys in this game tonight, Lulangi Visinia and Frank Halai. They are the size of an All Black lock in the 1960s or 70s even. Sort of around the 6'5" mark in the old measurements.
Stay in there.
Playing wing and fullback.
7.
Morley stretches out and takes the line out down. Hickey runs at the line, wrapped up by Fritz Lee and driven back. But it's there. And Morley has it again. Tu'ungnafasi to the 10-metre mark. Morley for the third time and gets on the other side of the tacklers too. But a penalty once again. Mistake at the breakdown, this time coming in the side from the Auckland forwards, and Counties get another penalty.
So, Tony, I've just done some calculations for you. So, imperial measurements.
Yes.
So, your 6'4" bloke was at 107 kilos, is 19 stone.
Yeah.
So that's so that'll make a little bit easier to reference it.
Well, you know, going back to this, I can only remember one All Black forward of that weight during the 70s, and that was Jazz Muller from Taranaki. He was about 19 stone.
And literally a man mountain in that day.
Yep.
Well, I'll let you guys stop reminiscing for a second. Shaw Polwarth's come on. He was off for a blood bin, so he's got a Band-Aid on the nose and he's good to go.
That's a shocker, that one. That is a very crook throw from Suliasi Taufalele. No problem for Cathcart. Straight down his side of the line out. In fact, it was Raymakers had gone back.
Line out that's operated at 80% efficiency in their first 3 games, Tony.
1980. Very low scoring game. There were two 3 fantastic matches around that period of time between these two unions. Great Ranfurly Shield match here in 1979 on this ground. Oh, great scrum from the Steelers.
Well, you go back to that point that Pod was making earlier. It's a lot easier to put the heat on when you haven't got the hook into the, or feed into the scrum, isn't it? Every single time it's been the opposite team's feed. Look at that.
Well, they're getting it right, Carl, with that second shove now. So the hit doesn't exist anymore at scrum. So the discipline is to stay straight, let the ref do what he has to do, and then as soon as he's done, put the acid on. And County's doing a very good job so far up front. So Tuana Fussy has got to make some adjustments on the other side. Puliasi Manu.
Well, they're getting easier for Inufe. It's gone from 57 to 50 to about 43. Well, that one's away to the left.
Oh, he almost chipped that from 45 minutes. Didn't look like he put any effort in that whatsoever. Not enough effort. It's pulled it away.
That's 3 penalty misses now for the Steelers, though. Pulu back to Inufe. Towering kick. Visinia coming forward and doesn't take it cleanly either, but it bounces up nicely. Now the kick by Hickey is charged down, and Pulu Lealiunganga has to dash back to clear the situation. Away it goes to Fekitoa, scrambles it into touch. And so they're going to get an attacking line out here now, the Steelers.
Oh, not a bad result here. Yeah, untidy, never ever looked like he was going to catch that. Did Visinia. So Counties again a very good attacking opportunity. Yeah, untidy off the...
Oh, Tuana Fussy comes storming away with it, but Counties have got some problems. Their scrum's going well, but the line out is causing some issues. And now, well, Fekitoa, I think, expecting a cutout pass, just hit him in the chest.
Well, they look very indecisive, don't they? You can see there the look on Fekitoa. He thought the ball was supposed to be missing him. First rule of rugby, always expect the pill, son.
Yeah, Visinia, that was supposed to be the recipient. The fullback had come into the line.
The only thing was that Fekitoa just got himself completely in line. I mean, yeah, I guess the only option for Parks was to hang on to it. But
well, he got himself, the problem was, Tony, he got himself in too much. Didn't know whether he should have been front running or actually stayed out of the attacking line. Ended up right in the middle of it.
Let's see what Auckland can do on the Steelers put in. Well, that's been kicked back into the scrum.
Playing the ball on the ground, 8. Playing the ball on the ground.
And then ripped away with the hand by Fritz Lee. It's a penalty.
Well, you'd know here, Pod, it's so tough as a number 8 to try and stop a pill when it comes spitting fast through the channel like that.
Yeah, technique. It's just a technique thing. Yeah, so he's tucked in between the 2 locks. So again, because hookers are having to hook the ball now, Tony, that's the channel. So the number 8 forced in between the 2 locks, where previously binding between the flanker and the lock gave you better control of the ball.
Well, it was a very good kick to touch by Simon Hickey, and Auckland have the line out, and Tom McCartney is about 10 metres from the line.
Stay on!
Puliasi Manu.
Stay on tight.
McCartney again wrestling it forward towards that 5-metre mark. Now they look to get it wide. Parks straightening. Tackle made by Lee. Away it goes to Hickey. Lilo up on him.
Ball's out.
Oh, squirting out the back. Moala realised that it was at his feet. Referee has the arm out again.
Offside.
Well, a lot of messy play in the first 35 minutes of this game, and a lot of penalties. And now it's an opportunity for Auckland to level the scores.
Yeah, messy, but Tony, for me, Counties Manukau will be buoyed by their performance so far. 35 minutes into this one, their real issue this season has been their defence. They've leaked the second most points in ITM Cup 2013, sitting only above North Harbour. So tonight, they'll be very happy with their first half's defensive effort. Yes, it's been untidy, but they haven't leaked points.
Yeah, their two biggest problems have been tries conceded. I think they've conceded 13 tries in 3 games and a lot of handling errors. Well, tonight their defence has been tight and they've only dropped the ball twice. Had a couple of lineouts gone astray at an inopportune time, but the penalties just...
They don't want to peak too early, Counties Manukau, Tony. Just get that in, get it done with.
Hickey from about 16 metres in from touch. Knocks it over. And it's 6-all at Eden Park.
Well, something, albeit not a lot for the Auckland fans. A few that have braved the conditions Wednesday night.
So Hickey 2 from 2, Anufe 2 from 5, but here's some great work from Asi Tuala, who's got up and he's taken the kick-off. Raymakers is just a metre short of the line. Great chance here for the Steelers. Just centimetres from the line.
Good counter-ruck, good
Auckland counter-ruck and brilliant work there from Taung Nafasi.
Stay on. Use it. Stay on.
Boy, what a time to make a steal. Back it goes to Hickey right on the dead ball line. Well, it looked like there was a try there for sure coming up for Counties, and somehow Ofa Taungnafasi has managed to steal it. Here's the work of Tuala at the kickoff.
Oh, go heighten the kick, and again, just seems to be a real lack of communication from both sides. Auckland there, no one calling for the ball as Counties bring it down from the line out, and they look to form a drive.
Well, they went to the skipper, Fritz Lee. Auckland defending it so far.
Leave it, 8, don't touch his head.
And Fritz Lee, that's his headgear that's just been fired away. And they can't free it. Well, some really good work from Joe Edwards that time. Drove through, wrapped his arms around the ball. And Adam Cathcart was desperately trying to free it for Pulu, the halfback. Couldn't do so, and it's a turnover.
Yeah, just trying to get it started with Counties and never got their structure right up front. As you say, allowed Joe Edwards through, and once he was through, got his hands all over the ball. They're always going to struggle to release it. Just getting, look at him in the middle there, working very hard. And the front three there for Counties Manukau, just allowing Edwards to come straight through the middle. Got his hands on it, turnover.
Sit.
That's a better scrum initially from Auckland. They get it away to junior Polu Leolinganga. And across it goes to Frank Halai. Can't get past Vicky Toa. Offloads it to Aki.
Leave it.
Under a bit of pressure.
There.
And it's there for the Steelers. Pulu emerges with it now. It's Tuala. Made a couple of strong runs, but he's got close to the touchline. Flicks it nicely back in field to Cathcart, though. Counties doing well to keep it in play here. Now it might open up for them. Aki moves it wide. Lilo. Now back on the chop comes Frank Halai. Molly made the tackle in the end, but Fritz Lee's there to carry it on. Now Anufe offloaded that well inside. Back to Lee as well. And again, they're 5 metres short of the line. Vaipulu. Can they make it count this time? Pulu smashing onto it. That time was Iono. And now Augustine Pulu tries to duck through. He's close. He's over the line. But he hasn't got it down.
Oh, they'll have time for the scrum, though. Tony, as the clock pretty much ticks down on 40 minutes. Another good build-up from Counties Manukau. Gee, they've certainly looked the most likely, haven't they? Tuala featured in the last couple of minutes. 2 impressive runs. Cathcart's been busy throughout this first half. Halai getting into his work. He's so big, so strong in that situation. And here it is at the end. Pulu looking to go himself and then gets a bit of support that drives him into the in goal, but on his back. So they will have one final opportunity from the set piece.
Well, Stowers has come up on the right-hand side, and Halai is there as well. Everyone else away to the left.
Right, I need that gap closer, please. Okay? So you're right, you come forward. You come forward, we're not here. Let's go.
So last opportunity of the half to the Steelers.
So skipper Lee, Pulu the halfback, just making sure they understand what they want to do from here. So the call's been made. Stowers came in, had a little chat.
Oh, he's off early, is Polwood, so it's an advantage to the Steelers. Stowers just short of the line. Lee now has a charge, can't make it. Referee still playing advantage. Now Tupou has it to Lilo, floats it across, Frank Halai into the corner. First try of the game, it's taken 41 minutes, but Frank Halai scores and Counties will have the lead at halftime.
Oh, deservedly too, Tony. Showed good patience from the set piece. They were under advantage, Counties Manukau, so they were always going to be in a position to come away with points, but they stayed patient at the breakdown, and then the opportunity came out wide, and Halai, well, he's come to life in the last 5 minutes of this first half, and he finishes off a very good 40 minutes for Counties Manukau.
Well, we'll wait for the kick. Kaltenana will then speak to Bundy Aki. He's probably going to be a whole lot happier than he was 30 seconds ago.
That's right.
No. Anufe has achieved prodigious distance with his kicking, just not the accuracy to go with it. Let's see if he can finish off the half in style. That's not a bad one. He's chipped that nicely between the uprights. And at half-time at Eden Park, Counties Manukau, the Steelers lead Auckland by 13-6. Kaltenana is standing by now with Bundy Aki.
Well, Bundy, you were knocking on the door. You finally got over the line and opened it up there right at the end of the half with the try.
Yeah, it did. We just needed to be had our composure on the team, make sure we just stuck to our basics, catch and pass, and we've got to apply pressure, and then obviously we'll come out with that.
You talk about applying pressure. Defensively, you've been outstanding to this first 40.
Yeah, we had a key focus for the whole week as defence, because most of the teams, that was our slack bit of it the last 2 weeks, so we had a key focus on our defence. Obviously, it's paying off, and hopefully we can carry it on for second half.
Right, good luck, brother.
Sweet, thanks, bro.
Well, they looked the more likely side to score for most of the first half. They had to wait a long time, but eventually it came just before the break. Counties Manukau 13, Auckland 6. Well, tricky conditions and conditions to test the loyalty of the fans, but the Counties fans who've travelled up State Highway 1 up the Auckland motorway will be the happiest at the moment, because at half-time their team, the Steelers, leads Auckland by 13-6. They've scored the only try just on the break from Frank Halai. And Ki Anufe, well, he missed 3 penalties, but he knocked over 2 and added a conversion as well. For Auckland, just the 2 penalties by Simon Hickey. Counties had the ascendancy on attack for most of the half. They finally created an opportunity right at the end, and Halai just getting on the outside of Soiliongi.
Yeah, it showed good patience here. They were under penalty advantage from the set-piece scrum, were Counties Manukau, but kept their heads, knew the opportunity was out wide, and Halai took it with open arms.
And how about that for the final say of the first half? Ki Anufe, who just missed with a penalty kick from about 57 metres. Wayne Pivac, Paul Feeney, the coaches there for Auckland. Plenty of talking to be done. Tana Umaga, he'd be reasonably happy, would he not, Richard?
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be very happy, because they had a real defensive focus tonight, did Counties Manukau, and they certainly in the first half have achieved that. As we go looking for the story and the statistics, and certainly it's fairly even on the scoreboard, and it's certainly reflected in the statistics. Really, if we go and looking for anything to highlight for Counties Manukau, line-outs 1 against a throw with that. So they've been a bit wobbly on 2 occasions, which has really knocked their continuity and their momentum. And then for conditions, really just 7 handling errors between the 2 sides is not too bad, but Auckland, the 5 handling errors, turnovers. Counties Manukau on the counter-attack have been impressive.
Yes, there was also a not straight at line-out time as well, so that's one area where they'll look to improve upon. Paul Feeney looking quite animated, and Wayne Pivac just a little concerned at half-time. Counties Manukau, the Steelers, leading Auckland by 13 points to 6. no sign of the players back out on the field yet. But let's hear from the assistant coach of the Auckland team, Nick White, with Carlton Ana.
Well, Nick, we'll start with the positives. The line-out's been pretty good and the rolling maul's been quite effective also.
Yeah, no, it has been going well. We've just got to get more of that, but we're just making too many bloody errors and losing the ball, silly penalties, and we need a bit more urgency, mate. They've got a lot more urgency than us, and they'll come to play.
I was going to say a couple of indecisive moments in that first 40 really put you on the back foot.
Yeah, there have been, and we just need to be patient, get down there and just try and control the game a bit more, and then if we do that, points will come.
All right, one last question. You've had a hip replacement. How's it going on in this weather?
Oh, not too bad. I can't do any side steps though, KT.
Good luck with the second 40.
Cheers, mate.
Nick White, who's the Auckland forwards coach now.
Can't do any side steps now.
Yes, I'm not sure that the word now
that
was
featured
all
in
that
his
necessary
repertoire
in that
prior to
sentence.
the hip operation. He had it a week before me, actually. So we were comparing notes.
Surrounded by Crocs.
Pretty simple message though for Auckland, Tony.
So Simon Hickey starts the second half at Eden Park with the Steelers leading by 13-6, and straight away they look to move it out of their own 22. Bundy Aki with a little half break. Then the support from Vaipulu. So a confident start from the Steelers, but the charge by Tom McCartney. And a bit of a mad scramble for the ball too. Eventually it's Sherwin Stowers who goes down on it, but look at the numbers for Auckland there. They've got the ball, they've got the advantage. Sally Silipa is on the field now for Auckland in 22.
15.
So there's a replacement being made at halftime. Saliola Silipa. And we're going to have a yellow card against Sherwin Stowers. Well, he was under extreme pressure close to his own goal line. He was the Lone Ranger at the back, and the referee has deemed that that was a professional foul. So that's a bad start to the half for Counties.
Well, certainly is. It looks so promising right from the kickoff. And then the charge down, good pressure from McCartney and his front rowing mate, Poliasi Manu. Pressure there is the infringement from Stowers, just stayed over the ball too long.
Yeah,
and then
it
in
was
an
in fact
offside
the tackle,
position.
I think,
So
yeah.
And the gimme from the kicking tee for Auckland. So that's an easy one for Simon Hickey, Tony.
So 13-9.
Yep, and I'll tell you what, Carl, Saliula Silipi's not the only replacement Auckland have made at half-time.
No, they made a couple. Angus Taubau's on for Ofa Tungafasi, and also Luke Braid's come on permanently for the number 7 Paul.
So the Steelers, not only do they concede the first points of the second half, they're down a number, and at the moment Fritz Lee has dropped right back, and that's him going back to field the clearing kick. Frank Hullai has it and tries a little chick kick, saw the space there too, and they've got it back too. Oh, great work from Lee. Now the hooker Taufaleli carries it on. So stung by that double blow, the Steelers, but they've got possession, and it's Vaipulu held just short of the 10-metre mark. Pulu brings it away. Cathcart. Ball now has been stolen by Auckland, and away comes big Patrick Tuipulotu. Over halfway he goes. Mully clears it. Now Parks to Zoe Leong. That was forward.
Gee, some good work again at the breakdown. Joe Edwards, Tony, been so impressive in the tackle situation for Auckland, and it was his tackle around the ankles that brought the Counties Manukau ball carrier to the ground that then allowed the supporting players over the top to effect the turnover.
Well, that's Joe Edwards on the far side of the scrum, just getting his breath back.
So look here, Cathcart into contact. Look at the tackle of Edwards round the ankle, so he goes straight to ground, which allows the second arriving player from Auckland to get his hands all over the ball. The turnover came, and then, unfortunately, for Auckland. They couldn't exploit it with the forward pass.
Certainly lacking a bit of fluidity, Carlton, under that Auckland back play at times.
Yeah, just, as you said, TJ, just indecisive. Unfortunately, the captain there just didn't know whether to give the long pass. He tried to pull it back and then it floated forward. Hadley Parks.
Well, I mentioned before that era around 1980, the late 70s. That 1979 match was one of the best Shield games you could ever hope to see. 50,000 turned up. It was boiling that day. Auckland won at 11-9, but Counties scored one of the best team tries ever seen in Ranfurly Shield rugby. And once again, Auckland almost getting into a tangle at the back, but Vesinia has taken it, and off he goes, that lovely gliding run. But a penalty. Held on.
The captain, Fitz Lee, TJ. Geez, he's so good, isn't he, for a big unit. Lalangi Vesinia, just look at that. Stopping away. Probably should have tried to keep his feet a little bit more. Fitz Lee straight over top of the pill. So he only loses his feet, can't clean out.
Yeah, well, that was the issue, wasn't it? The supporting players all went off their feet. Carl, all they should have done is Fitz Lee was the standalone Counties Manukau defender there and just was able to stand over the ball. No clean out whatsoever from Auckland.
Well, Ki Anufe is going to have another shot at goal. I think this might be the longest of the lot, this one. I think the angle here would probably make this around 58 metres.
There must be some sort of record for the amount of metres attempted in penalty kicks, because he's
total
racking
metres
them up.
attempted.
Total metres attempted. He'll be racking them up tonight.
Oh, I can. Yeah, well, here's the kick. I don't think this one's going to have the legs.
Oh,
but
it only
still
went 55, Tony.
Yeah, but it takes up another minute probably. With Shue and Stowers in the sin bin. Hickey, long restart. Down to Anufe again. This time changing tack with a little chip kick. McCartney fields it off, or feeds it off, I should say, to Hickey. He kicks straight down the throat of Frank Hullai, sliding in to take it. This time he's going to have a run, big Frank. Lovely ball out the back to Pulu. And the kick, which is going to go too far. Vesinia brings it out. Well, that's not going into touch, is it? Yes. And not tempted to take it. Well, they do take a quick throw in the end. Anufe drops it into a bit of space and finds the touch.
There's a lot of greenery in behind this front chasing line of Auckland, TJ, and Ki Anufe seems to be able to find it. Not for the first time tonight. They really do have to clean that up.
Now towards the back it goes by Pulu, wins it. And just looking disorganised that time. Fitz Lee wasn't expecting that at all.
There's been a bit of that tonight, Tony, from both sides. Just a lack of communication, a lack of awareness of what others are trying to achieve and what the actual intention is meant to be.
But for all that, it's Counties Manukau that still leads 13-9. Just looking ahead, Bay of Plenty Canterbury from Rotorua Thursday 7:30. Friday 2 games, Southland Waikato and Invercargill, and 8 o'clock from Nelson, Tasman against Otago. Tasman going well.
Tasman are going well, Tony. Yeah, good opportunity for them to get another one too against Otago on the rebound from handing over around Fairly Shield that they enjoyed for 9 days, and then Saturday.
Taranaki Auckland from New Plymouth. That's always a tough one for Auckland. Hawke's Bay, Counties Manukau. The Shield game on Saturday at 4:30. Great way to settle yourself in ahead of the test match from Waikato Stadium in Hamilton. Our build-up starts at 6:30. And more ITM Cup action on Sunday. And of course the Australia match against the Springboks as well, Saturday night. And, well, it was a kick into touch from the penalty. And so it will, but because it didn't go to touch on the film, they've given possession back to Counties.
Yeah, but they won't mind because Counties Manukau line-out's been a bit wobbly, so they'll get up and challenge us, try and put some pressure on Counties in this situation.
Oh, nicely done by Tupou, and Lee hits it up strongly, ran smack bang into Angus Ta'aval. And Anufi, some nifty footwork there to get himself out of trouble, and a nice work too to make a bit of room here for Lilo. In fact, it was Tuala, but his kick has gone to Visinia, and he runs it back and then passes away to his skipper, Hadley Parks. The kick to Frank Halai. Pulu is back, and he clears. Well, a couple of times now was Junior Pulu Leolinganga receiving some attention there from Stephen Carr, the Auckland doctor.
And that, sorry, TJ, that change is just about to be made. They had the cards out anyway, so here comes the man, Piti Wepu. Pretty good replacement to call on this stage of the game.
McCartney throws, taken down by Saili. And Auckland peel away, and it's Ta'aval leading the charge. Driven back as Braid. Manu away to Tuipulotu. Lee came hard at him, but look at the strength of Tuipulotu.
Stay on!
Hickey in at the moment calling the shots, but he leaves it to Liaki Moli to make another metre or two. Now Braid. Still on his feet. Hickey now. Poliasi Manu. Good leg drive from him. And the referee has the arm out. Awkward. And Zoe Leongi, who's not having a great time out there tonight, dropped a difficult pass, but they'll come back for the penalty.
7 offside.
There you go. Just the man for a crisis.
They'll be pleased the rain stopped.
I think after this kick too, lads, that the 10 minutes will be up for Shu and Stowers out of the naughty chair, so they'll be up to their full complement also.
Well, that's the thing, both sides really at 14 because Wepu couldn't get on. Polulea Lungunga was still on the sideline. So these are good points for Auckland. They've clearly got the message at half-time, and for me, Tony, have certainly come out with a different attitude, different approach.
So 4 out of 4 for Hickey. And now the lead is just 1 point. And Stowers is back from the sin bin. 6 points conceded while he was there. So the lead's been whittled away. Taken down by Edwards, who's been impressive in this match. Now Wepu kicking down to Lee. And the skipper fires it off to Stowers. And there it is for Pulu. Key coming in at first receiver, and he puts boot to ball straight down the middle. Peter Saili is back. And, well, taking a while to get it under control. And he kicks. Now Pulu looking for an angle and finds it too. But Visinia now with the pass from Fekitoa.
Don't move, Blue.
Gosh, he's got a great boot on him, Visinia. That's a fantastic kick. Counties take it quickly. And Pulu decides to run it out. And then Tuala decides maybe the kick the better option.
Well, forced into it on that occasion, Tony, from a good kick chase from Auckland. And that little kicking battle, I was very impressed with Carl, with Auckland's defensive line. They came up, solid line that didn't really allow Counties to consider the counter-attack.
So McCartney will throw to the line out. And Saili wins another one Strong run forward from Hadley Parks, the skipper. Wepu. Now Saili. Vicky Todd glances off the tackle there of Aki, and there was something wrong with that tackle. The referee has the arm out. Looked a bit high, but Auckland now have it. Hickey brings it forward. Parks. Auckland with some momentum here. They floated over the top to Braid, close to the touchline. Can't keep it in play. They'll come back for the penalty. And it was a high shot by Bundy Aki, and now a chance for Auckland to get in front.
Well, they'll head all the way back over to the far side, and at the moment he's giving them a generous few metres.
Well, while this kick's being lined up, head down to the bench. Mo Schwalger, who's unable to play at the moment, he's on the bench with KT.
Yeah, ex-Manu Samoa captain. Mo, firstly, how's his injury, cuz?
Oh, slowly, just start the rehab this week, so hopefully can start getting running in the next couple of weeks.
What's been the talk during the week, knowing that you got the Shield Challenge on Saturday, but leading into this Auckland game, what have you spoken about?
Oh, you know, the team has been concentrating on this game. You know, we're not worried about the Shield yet. You know, we've got to make sure that we win this game and then worry about the Shield tomorrow.
The guys look very positive, especially in that first 40, getting a couple of kicks over. You can see their body language has really come on. But the second half, what was said in the sheds?
Oh, the coach has been telling the boys to make sure they keep holding to the ball. You know, just build faces. Hopefully spaces will open up and we can score some good tries.
I'm sure you want to be out there. Hopefully you get back there soon, eh? And good luck.
Cheers, brother. Thank you.
Well, Hickey has been very accurate. That perhaps his most challenging kick of the night, but no problem at all. And the sharpshooter has Auckland in front now by 15 to 13. So now the Steelers have to come from behind.
Stay on.
Saili sets it, and oh, a lovely little bit of trickery there from Periwipu. Gets it away to Salipa. Kick ahead from him. Stowers comes across under pressure. Oh, he's done brilliantly though. Runs around the oncoming Auckland players. Hit hard just beyond the 10-metre mark. Now Frank Hullai has it. He decides to take them on. Steps out of the first tackle. So hard to stop. Eventually put on the ground by McCartney, and Wepu comes through, and he's all over Pulu and forces the knock on. Well, two great little touches there from Petty Wepu.
Oh yeah, lovely little attack. Meant to fake the clearing kick here, and yeah, saw the prop. Ionu up too quickly, looking for a support. It came eventually. Silipa. From attacker, he had to turn defender, did Wepu, and he did a very, very good job. Great read, saw the ball out at the base of the breakdown. Cathcart protesting, Wepu applauding.
I was a T-shirt during the 2011 World Cup. Keep calm, Pitty's on. He's looking good, but Counties have just made their first substitution on in jersey 20 as Kane Hansey replacing Augustine Pulu.
Here's Hansey, 30-year-old. He's played about 35 games for County. Seems to have been around for a long time.
Doesn't Petty Wepu, TJ, look like he's enjoying his footy at the moment?
Well, you've got to admire his commitment. Been left out of the All Black setup, but just determined to keep on playing and doing his bit for Auckland and the Blues next year, we presume. Now he stabs a little kick into that corner. Just so much calm authority about him.
Yeah, absolutely. And just pushing this Auckland pack around the paddock. Much more efficient, much more effective are Auckland in the second half. Playing the territory game, happy to go to the sidelines and put pressure on Counties Manukau at line-out time.
So, Tafalele with the throw to the line-out. Drifting back, Jimmy Tupou, but he can't get it cleanly. And Saili just knocking it back on the Auckland side initially, but Counties have it back. And Ionu fires the pass back to Anufe. Salipa catches it just short of halfway. And, well, it's shaped to pass to Visinia. Just slipped as he was met by the oncoming Counties players. Well, it goes to Saui Leongi. Braid it is. Rainmaker's making the tackle and then rolling away. Now Wepu has bought himself a little bit of time. Whiki Toa. McCartney. Strong to the 10-metre mark. Now backline shaped up away to the left. Parks. Molly ranging out wide. Halai got up on him and made the tackle. Now Hickey. Auckland building. Manu. Wepu swings it away. Hickey again. Pops the pass to Whiki Todd. Beats the first. Almost beat the second.
Isolated. 8 on his feet. Isolated.
But nice work again from Fritz Lee at the breakdown. Wins the Steelers a penalty, and Auckland have a man down on the far side. And I think that is Liaki Moli. Slowly back to his feet.
Oh, very good summation from referee Jackson as well. Whiki Toa isolated.
Hooker. Hooker.
So the build-up was good, and then have a look at that, just charged on and got himself absolutely isolated. So Leongi couldn't get there in time, but Fritz Lee doing good work again. The breakdown more. Changes for Counties Manukau, Carl.
Yeah, on in jersey 17 and 18 is Simon Limalu and Sekili Noble. On for Sam Aono has been pretty good, and also the number 6, Adam Cathcart.
Tupou wins the line out. And Nufe. They fire it out into centre field, and Vaipulu takes it up to the 10-metre mark. Oh, switch of play, Taufaleli bringing it to the blind side, but then dropping the ball as a Nufe in contact. And so momentum stalled again for the Steelers. The kick having to chase back. The Sherwin Stowers. Ooh, he had 2 goes at that. He's lost it all right. Well, who knows what the consequences of that mistake might be by Sherwin Stowers. We're going to find out in a moment or so, but it's one they could ill afford to make at this stage of the game.
Well, Malakai Whiki Toa, another wonderful read defensively as we have a look at the mistake from Stowers. Yeah, just had a little bow peep up, didn't he? Had a look to see where the chasers were coming from.
And no doubt where there might be an opportunity to have a run.
Yeah, to be fair, that was probably forefront of mind, to see where, once I got this, where can I go? Certainly the issues continue for Liaki Moli. Carried the ball into heavy contact the far side of the field a couple minutes ago. Hasn't recovered, but Auckland, Tony, for me, territory, look at that, that's dead even. Possession, dead even, but Auckland now just building multiple phases, some good continuity. Have got rid of the mistakes that were frustrating not only themselves but their coaching staff. And for me, just starting to slowly build some dominance on this game.
Well, Liaki Moli, Carl, I don't think he's long for this game. He does not look in great shape out there.
No, he's walking around on one leg, and hopefully it's nothing too serious, because he's had a horror run with injuries, the big number 4 over the last couple of seasons. But one thing that's glaringly obvious from sideline lads is ever since Piri Wepu and also Luke Braid have come on, they've really changed this game, the momentum, and also the body language and the talking of these young guys are really galvanised, and they're all starting to click here, Auckland.
Well, it might be an opportunity for Jack Wetton to take the field. Certainly warming up at the moment, but Auckland have it at scrum time. It's a good solid scrum as well. Although we'll have a reset. It looked solid initially.
Yeah, and another improvement that they've made from the first half. Tony, so their scrum was untidy. They made some changes there. And this Tauvao has come on.
You can see the heavy strapping there on the left leg of Liaki Moli, and definitely some issues with that knee.
Crouch! Bind! Sit! Yes! Leave it. Leave it.
Well, that time, County's looking to get a bit of a shove on.
Ta'avao on this near side against the replacement, Simon Limalu. So there you go, look at that. Massive territorial dominance in the second 44.
Well, they've been far more
Auckland
efficient, haven't they? And also there was that period of time when Stowers was in the bin, and a penalty. Patience is worn for Glenn Jackson, and now Hickey, you imagine, will pop this one over for an 18-13 lead. Simon Limalu is the man penalised.
Yeah, just that left arm of Limalu. Couple in a row now. He doesn't really get that left arm straight, gets it on the angle, and the intention is to try and drag it down. Have a look here, and then gets it down, and then gets the big V going with the left elbow, Tony. So no real intention of ever trying to keep that up and go straight. Simon Limalu.
Now, 5 out of 5 so far for this young man. He slips, and there's his first miss of the night. Done a Kirtley Beale.
7.
He did.
7.
Not quite as much at stake.
100% record to him would be important, Tony.
Then we see
Certainly the bigger picture, no.
Then we see replacement Counties on in jersey 19 and Sean Reedy has replaced Mama Vaipulu.
So the kick out from the 22 floats down to Hickey, and he'll put it high. Very high. Coming forward is Fritz Lee, and he's taken it. He's taken it superbly. Great work from the skipper. Well, maybe that can get his team back on the front foot. Another great move from Lee. Off it goes to Numble, the replacement. Carried on by Taufalele. There for Hansi. Anufe moves it on. Stowers into the line from fullback, and they float it wide to Lilo. Auckland trying to counter-ruck, and they've done so illegally. Ta'avao. So the arm goes out. County's playing under advantage. Good leg drive there from Sekili Numble. Hansi has it. He's still playing advantage. And Nufe takes the line on. McCartney makes the tackle. They leave it for Hansi. Stowers now floats it wide. And here's Lilo again. Ray Lilo going for the corner. Round behind the posts. And Counties are back in front. Ray Lilo, the man who's been signed by the Crusaders for next season, scores County's second try.
Oh, spectacular. The build-up was precise, the build-up was patient, always under the benefit of advantage with Counties Manukau. And then a very good pass from Stowers, started by the skipper who's been inspirational tonight, Fritz Lee. The big carry from the kick, and then he was involved again, carting the ball off the offload. That gave them a ton of momentum, got them deep inside Auckland territory. And then through the phases, look at the ball from Stowers out wide, the missed pass out wide, and Fekitoa, he'll be disappointed, one-on-one with his opposite. And Ray Lilo, well, he made it look easy, but he had plenty of work to do.
Yeah, and it all come down to the guy that sat 10 minutes in the naughty chair. Was that pass left to right, Pod? Went over the back of Fekitoa. He tried to shut it off. And in the end, a lot to do for Ray Lilo. The speed, the power, the fend. Good finish.
Yep.
Oh, the fend was a beauty. And this kick just to the right of the posts can give Counties Manukau a 5-point lead with about 13 minutes to play. Over it goes.
Well, the statistics are mostly positive for Auckland, Tony, but the one that's not, missed tackles. 13 missed tackles for Auckland, double the amount of Counties Manukau.
Hickey with the restart. Again, indecision from the kickoff by the Steelers. That's happened 2 or 3 times tonight, but they've got it back to Hansey. Kick floating down over halfway, and Peter Saili is back there, but he's swamped.
Everyone down. Blue ball.
Well, he's called that unplayable rather than held up, so that's why it's a scrum feed to Auckland. I think for the moment, the Steelers thought they might be in with a sniff of a turnover there.
Sandy did very well getting the ball to ground.
Out comes the glad wrap, the cling film, and the bag of ice for Mama Vaipulu.
Probably just leave the shirt off, Tony. He wouldn't need the ice tonight. Not that warm out there.
Yeah, it must be cold because Tanana's kept his on.
Bind. Sit.
Only just, TJ.
No, what I want is you to
Must be freezing.
Okay, getting too far away. Okay, closer.
Just a bit of bad news too, lads. An update on the number 9 for Auckland Junior, Pulili Nganga. He's actually dislocated his shoulder.
Well, that's really bad news.
Know how that feels too, Tony. A couple of times, 3 or 4 times actually.
Man with milk bottle shoulders.
Hey? Yep, held up by metal and wires.
Crouch.
He's probably a bit
I'm
tougher
talking
than me,
about
though.
Richard's shoulders, not Junior's.
Sit. Yes, 9.
Oh, Whitfield has to get in. You can hear as soon as he said yes, 9, the shove came in. But he's got them for walking it around.
Shake of the head. It's almost compulsory, isn't it? It's gone all right, though, Jared Firth.
Well, just have a look at, there's Junior Pulu Lelinganga. He's man, he's played a lot of rugby in a lot of different places. Good to see him back here, but sad to see him with that injury. Good counter shove from the Steelers, but Braid has it at the back, coming around Numbo. Well, the referee said he came straight through, so they get a chance to tie this up and maybe get the turnover now. They do. Some great work there from Sakeli Nambu. Just while we're waiting for this scrum, is where the turnover came. We mentioned before they're playing for the Dan Bryant Memorial Trophy, in memory of a great stalwart of counties rugby from a fair way back. Well, they lost another one this week, and just want to send out condolences to the family of Larry Bell, who was a real stalwart of counties Manukau rugby, passed away, and a real loss to the union. It's counties, it's a small union, one that's relied heavily on dedicated people over the years. He was one of them. So 10 minutes to go, and counties Manukau leading 20-15. Big early shove, and they get the free kick too. And Hansey scoots off with it. Turns it back in field to Frank Hullai, and Frank the Tank makes meters up towards halfway. They go to Lee, who's been outstanding, fighting to get the ball to ground. There's some good work from Tom McCartney. He's ruled it a collapse more. You can see Lee desperately trying to get the ball to ground, couldn't do so.
Yeah, good strength. Tom McCartney got his hands on the ball. Then he heard the call come from referee Jackson that it was a more, so he just tightened that grip a little bit more. Went to ground, but as soon as it went to ground, here's Hullai into the contact. Look at that. Just keeps the legs pumping, Tony. That's the impressive thing about him. And then the skipper Lee into the contact. And Puliasi Manu doing some good work in the assist with McCartney. Now Auckland, well, 8 minutes to go. Where did this half go, Tony? So all the heat on Auckland now.
8 minutes to play.
Yes,
Auckland defending an unbeaten record so far this year. And they've got possession. Hickey glances off the first couple of tackles. There for Wepu. Urgency now about Auckland's play. Peter Saili. And the arm goes out. That was Nambo. Had a go at it on the ground. Bounce pass picked up by Hadley Parks. Gets through one. And fighting his way through the tackle of Jimmy Tupou to the 22.
Tackler, roll clear.
Well, they'll come back for the penalty.
Tackler, roll clear.
7.5 minutes to play, Richard.
Vicinia's pointed to the corner, but I think you take the points. 7 minutes to go.
Release, then roll clear.
Take the 3. Back yourself to get possession of the ball back. But no, what do I know? They're going to head to the corner.
Well, Hadley Parks pointing quite firmly to the corner. And that's where the ball has gone.
Brave. It's brave, Tony. But I guess Hadley Parks feels like they've got some momentum. Set piece here, their line-out's been good. So no real concerns here. In terms of securing the ball, it's what they do with it. They've enjoyed success with the driving more.
Well, McCartney with the throw. They go to the front and Tui Pelotu. They work the move around the front. McCartney's in the corner. And the scores are level.
Well, great call and great execution from Auckland. So talked about the danger that their driving more poses, and that's the byproduct of it there, Tony. The Counties Manukau players were looking for the drive from the line out from Auckland, so they all committed around the front of the line out. Look at them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then around came Saili. He committed Taufalele, who was really the last line of defence for Counties. Saili read it well to draw up the pass, and McCartney, good finish.
What about the call from the captain to go to the sideline and back his line out, back his boys?
Well, McCartney, who scored it, remember, he made that crucial turnover play too just moments ago. So now Simon Hickey, who's just had the one miss tonight, this the kick that carries the most weight out of all of them. The sideline conversion to put Auckland in front. Drifting in, and it's over. Oh, he's a good kicker, this young fellow. Simon Hickey has put Auckland in front 22-20 with 5 minutes to play. McCartney's try, the first for Auckland tonight, converted.
Oh, how about the draw on that kick, Tony? Clearly plenty of hours of practice out in the middle here at Eden Park, paying dividends for Simon Hickey.
Taken down by one of Auckland's better players tonight, Joe Edwards. And it's there for Piri Wepu. Lee has stayed back, giving chase Silipa. And Lee has him on, gets the pass away to Stowers. Tries to run through traffic. Well, still a chance for Counties. And Anufe, well, decides to kick, but it's not a great kick. Easily mopped up by Vicinia. And he returns it with interest. Oh, another fine kick.
Oh, Hensey. Frustration. I think the frustration was from the kick from Anufi, Tony, a real nothing kick. Chasing the game now. Counties Manukau, and have a look at the hook on that. Brilliant. Down the middle. Couldn't have got it any more centre.
Counties have it, but now they're going to have to go coast to coast. Goal line to goal line practically. Well, no panic, because the referee was playing advantage for offside, so now they can put it into touch and try and win their own line-out ball and then launch something. Just going back a couple of times tonight, we've seen Vicinier with those kicks. I mean, we know he's a tremendous runner. He's got really good skill set. But how about his kicking game?
Yeah, been impressive. Impressive with its accuracy and impressive with its length too, Tony. Big boot on him. Valuable asset in the 15 jersey, that is. And
wasn't straight. There's been a couple of those tonight. They really needed that one to find the mark. And you can see the frustration there for Suliasi Taufalele.
And a change here for Auckland. TJ Jack Wetton is on in jersey 18, and he's replacing the very impressive Patrick Tuipulotu in jersey 5.
Jack Wetton, who played for Northland last year. Sione Mulia makes his debut for the Steelers. And it looks like Frank Halai having to come off. So they lose one of their real strike weapons right at the end of the game, Counties. A debut, though, for Mulia.
Hadley Parks too. TJ has come into first receivers. You know what's going to happen here. He's going to truck it up.
Yeah, they're in shutdown mode, aren't they, Carl? Auckland here. Just one pass rugby for the next 2.5 minutes. Just get to the breakdown, recycle, one pass, go to the breakdown, recycle, one pass. Looking for the infringement to come from Counties Manukau, or they just continue to make yards, Auckland.
Stay on, 7.
Off the back comes Saili Hansey trying to wrap him up. But it's there for Auckland, and now they can just tie it up and finish the job off. McCartney, the man who's tried, put Auckland in a position to win the game.
Stay on!
Braid now. Lee trying to hold him up. But there it is again. Manu.
Release!
Good strength from Poliasi Manu. Now Braid. He's lost it. So Counties do get possession. And here's the chance now. Can they do something from deep inside their own half? Away it goes to Raymakers. Still got a long way to go. But they've got the players capable of doing it. Tupou. Hansey flings it away to the right. Limalu. Quickly on to Aki from Stowers.
Stay on.
Just 2 points in it. First thing they'll try and do is get to within penalty range.
Roll, get out, 18. 19. Get out, please.
Aki making progress up towards halfway. Security of the ball now is everything. Raymakers trying to hold him up. Hansey has it. Tupou picks it up, gets it away to Hansey. Now Reedy have made it up as far as halfway. So they're in range for Anufe.
Lead at 12.
Firth. Not a great pass. Nambo had to reach behind him to grab it. And he stopped. Auckland defence equal to the task so far. Anufe.
Stay on.
Hansey in quickly. Now Tuala. And a penalty. Oh, it's against Counties though. The blast of the whistle. But it's gone to Auckland. And this will be the end of the game.
Well, it was a good defensive effort in the end from Auckland.
Simon Hickey puts it into touch. Their defence held. They kept Counties inside their own half, and they've come away with a 22-20 win.
Well, disappointment for Counties Manukau. Looked the better side for the majority of this match, Tony, but Auckland, as I said, in the end, strong defence. As Counties Manukau were looking to win this one at the depth. Held out. Certainly made improvements in the second half at Auckland. So now Counties Manukau won't dwell on this for too long, Tony. Their focus will quickly change. Both sides have got to back up and play rugby again in the weekend.
So Auckland win it to stay unbeaten. Counties denied a morale-boosting win ahead of the Shield Challenge. They do get a bonus point, but the 4 go to Auckland. Hadley Parks, the skipper, is with Carl Tinana.
Hadley, mate, you snuck out of jail there. You must be very relieved.
Yeah, very relieved. You know, Counties, you know, they've got a great team. they came up and they really showed up in that first 40 and for the remainder of that second half. And, you know, like you said, we're very lucky to get out of that.
Yeah, you made the adjustments in the second half. I think your scrum's a lot more solid.
Yeah, no, we're pretty lucky. We're pretty fortunate that we've got 6 blue front, Super 15 front rowers. So, you know, it's good that we get a bit of a rotation policy there. But, you know, the scrum's going good and hopefully we can launch from there.
You looked pretty good the team looked pretty good also when you had Pity come on and sort of close it down a bit.
Yeah, Pity, you know, his record speaks for itself. You know, he came on, he's been in that situation before and, you know, he did superbly on that. So, you know, very happy for that boy.
A lot of concerns, though, especially a lot of missed tackles here tonight.
Yeah, there was. You know, there's a lot of big boys in that county side. So, you know, one thing that we have to work on, we've only got a short turnaround now, so we've got to be up for these Taranaki boys.
I know, unbeaten. Good luck for the weekend, eh?
Cheers, Carl. Thank you for that.
Yes, they head down to Taranaki this weekend. Counties Manukau, of course, go to the Shield Challenge. We're going to hear from Fritz Lee now, who gave it everything trying to get his team over the line, just couldn't quite make it. Beaten by the brilliant goal kicking of Simon Hickey. But let's hear now from Fritz Lee.
Fritz obviously disappointed, but the first half you seemed to get a lot of confidence, especially when you got the first couple of kicks over.
Late in change in the game plan. Obviously we came in, we want to play some rugby, but obviously the rain came down and we're trying to keep things tight, but I guess it didn't work tonight, so I guess go back to the whiteboard and look at ourselves and see what's going on.
Start of the second half, discipline was definitely the issue, not only the yellow card, but just penalties in front of your own post.
Yeah, obviously discipline let us down tonight. Obviously something we need to work on individually. Like I said before, we've got to go back and look at ourselves and learn from it, I guess.
Second 40 though, just seeing you were stuck in your own 22 for long periods, you lost the territory game.
Yeah, we start slowly on the second half. We got told to come out and fire up and make sure we give it to them, but obviously they credit to them, they outplay us in the second half.
Now this game's done and dusted, you got a pretty big one up on Saturday. How do you start preparing for the Shield Challenge?
Obviously we're going to drop this one, move on. I guess, like I said before, we've got to learn from this and another big game on Saturday, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Well, hopefully the boys are all good and good to go on Saturday. Good luck with that challenge, my mate.
Cheers, mate.
So Fritz Lee, yeah, he was very good tonight, but in the end, Simon Hickey with those 5 penalties and a conversion, just the one miss, that was really the key to it. Auckland 1 try to 2, but they get the win and they get that trophy too, the Dan Bryant Memorial Trophy, with the win here tonight by 22-20. Well, Auckland continue to win. They had to really fight for this one here at Eden Park. 22-20, the final score. Counties Manukau getting 2 tries, Halai and Lilo, and the second gave them hope of a victory. But then Auckland's 1 try came from a really well-worked line-out move. It was nicely converted from the sideline by Simon Hickey, but the man who scored it is the man we're going to hear from now, Tom McCartney with Kautinana.
Tom, these derbies are so tough, aren't they? How's the body?
Body's really sore, eh? Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's a Wednesday night game and local derby, and Counties just fronted up. Probably they wanted it more than us in that first half, and we're in a bit of trouble at half-time.
You talk about fronting up. Who called that move around the front of the line out to give you the ball to score?
I called that one. Piri was actually calling cancel. He wanted us just to drive it, but luckily Peter Soley just said, no, we're going to back it, and